Hello, this is Jeremiah Stillings. This is a quick showcase of the software we produce at Fire Request on my software. One of the first things I want to do is start out back in the olden days, and we're going to talk a little bit about website design. And one of the first sites I've ever did was Keepers of Valor, and this is it right here. This is exactly how it looked back in, I would say 2000 maybe. And it has full menu, full everything like this that you can go through, and this is what the website was pretty much all about. And it doesn't look quite as great as what you would see today, because monitors, of course, were resolution of 1024 by 768. That's why you see the repeating background. And of course there's downloads, and you can right click target as save as and go download the files, and they're all documents back then, and that's how you had to save things back then. Alright, so it's got a member site here. And it brings it up, and of course we were doing everything in Hot Metal, but it was all with tables. And this was Hot Metal 3, I believe I did this in Word. So that is exactly one of the first sites we ever did. As time progressed and we started getting things that were like Photoshop, we came out with different ways to do things. Now these guns were out of a game called Counter-Strike, and these guns in this table don't exactly exist, so I used Photoshop to import the guns and put them on the table, and this was just a web server front page for something that we were using for a private server. And that is one of the websites that we had up and running back in probably 2001-ish. And then as time went on even farther, we started getting into a little bit more. I went into another part of the programming thing, and it should connect here in a second. This is a full website I did with Dreamweaver, and it's got full news section with a blog, and this is a WordPress blog, and of course there's nothing in it because it's dummy right now, but it's got a full forum section with all the forums and the tanks and everything else, and the priests and the classes. It's got a full calendar set up. And back in the day, I didn't know how to program anything, so I actually paid somebody to write a PHP program for me for my logger system that keeps track of all the logger points. This is the classes, these are everything, it shows you all your points, and you can sort it by all kinds of stuff. And that was pretty neat back then to actually have that. Now, what's cool about that is a DKP admin, where you can come in here, you can create a new member. And you can put it in, and we're going to write in Mr. Internet. Alright, and the character's name is going to be Joe. The character class is going to be Warrior. And he's level 100, and he's got 50 points. Create the new member. Let's go ahead and save it. There it is. We can go back to the main page back here. Alright, we can go back to the DKP site, and Mr. Internet, Joe's right there. There he is. So it works out pretty well. Now, I didn't write this in PHP. This before my programming days, but it works pretty well. So there's that, and then there's a news admin and forum admin. But this is a pretty basic website, and this is where I got a lot of my learning skills down. So that's that one. And now, fast forward to a little bit of what I did at my last workplace. And I was working for LKQ, and we actually had sales for eBay sales, and this is actually a parser, and what this stuff does is it sorts through a list. Let's see, view page source. This was actually all done in jQuery. I was still using Dreamweaver at the time, and basically it's going to go through, and it's going to go through every element, run scripts non-stop, and it's going to take it out and sort basically everything. And I wrote all this right here. So that's that. And basically what it does is it basically shows you your plant sales for a very, very large company for eBay sales. And it was pretty handy at the time. They don't use it anymore. They came up with their own internal one, but it was pretty nice at the time. You can see some of these people were really killing it. This is daily $4,900 in sales, so people were really making some money off of this. All right. Let's see here. Now we go on to Narog's place, and this is where my current stuff is. And this is all in Hot Metal 5, and this is one of the things that took me over 12 hours to program. And this is for a site I call Narog's Place, and it's a WordPress site. This is hosted here for the Click to Expand, and basically it's a recipe. It's an in-game recipe site. Basically, you have to create this thing in the game, and in the game it's very, very complex on what you need to do to combine stuff to make things. So this particular site, it goes through there and it tells you it's crafted with brewing, and it takes these components. Well, these components then break down, and it tells you what you need to do them and where to get them and how to find them in the game. And up until now, no one else has ever done anything like it. So at one point in time, there was 13 levels nested deep of listed and unlisted orders. So it's pretty complex. Got pretty confusing pretty quick, but notice the use of the comments to myself so I know where I am in the actual program. This web page, I should say, has 2,365 lines of code, and that took me over 12 hours to write. So there's that one. And of course, I've been doing other recipes too, and this just takes a lot of time. Alright, and that's the most current stuff. I wrote a college calculator for student satisfactory academic progress for the college. This is something I wrote. This is all done in JavaScript, and basically you come in here and you type in how many points you got worth and how many credits it's worth, and you type in your course name. You hit calculate, and it's going to tell you if you're good to go for satisfactory academic progress. And I'm still waiting on financial aid to tell me if they're going to use it or not. But that took a little bit of brain power and a little bit of thought, so that was one of the most current projects. And of course, everybody needs their own website so that they can promote their own goods and stuff. So this is my personal website for my web portfolio, and this is about me, and it tells you what I do, what's going on. And this little walkthrough I just did right now on things, it kind of goes through everything and teaches everything about it. And I did this on purpose so we could get to here. These are some of the programs that I've been doing. I made a Great Escape game, which is a Java app. And basically this Java app is pretty neat. Use your arrow keys. And basically this is something I had to write in Java for class. Now this is a class project, but basically you just go around, you gain a level, you gain a follower, and this is one of the things. And the monsters try to tend to follow you a little bit. So as soon as they get close to you, they detect you and they start to follow you. So that's that game that I wrote. Then I wrote a Whittaker app for AutoZone, and this is pretty neat too. Basically, when you make sales at store, basically you have to keep track of how many checkout challenges you have and what it takes to do the job right hits you do. So we come in here and we add Joe, our technician, and now he's added, and it brings up a nice little list right here. And say he sold an oil filter, and then he sold an air filter and a PVC valve. He can click that, and it gives you a Whittaker hit for the day for his owner Joe. And say he sold the checkout challenge of the day, so he hits this. So he closes that out, and you close that out, and now it shows your total daily hits for the entire store. And you can add, remove, do whatever you need to do, and as many people as you have loaded up that day. And it's got shortcuts and everything else. And I did that all in Java. And that's about all we're going to showcase right now. We did a couple other things for Narog's for EQ parsers, but the software wasn't quite complete yet, so we're not going to go into that at the moment. Alright, this is an explanation, just a visual thing of what I did. Everything right here for the websites. It takes you everywhere around here. This is a website that I've been working on for a fellow class member, and started this in 2015. And this is all done with WordPress, and it is probably one of my better works. So as you're going through here, it's got the footer, it's got the header, it's got find us on the map, it's got full map integration, where he works, testimonials, Pretty complex website, and full pictures. You can click on each one of these. It'll take you to everything that does it, and with it, all the testimonials. So it's pretty neat. Services page is also pretty good. Everything flies in from the side as you scroll down. And of course, this is all optimized for your mobile phone, so everything's all in line with the menu. It's not just computer. They also offer pickup and delivery, and I found that picture on the internet, made me laugh so bad that I had to put it up there. So basically, any of these local stores in Goldsboro, you pick up something big, you can call this company and they'll come pick it up and deliver it for you. Alright, so that's it. That's the most current stuff right now.